Amigos, shootings. Something that is very beautiful if someone is naked, but something very awful if it's happening in the United States. Because, sadly, more often, we've been hearing stories about mass shootings. If they gave us a nickel for every time we hear about this sad news, we will have enough money to buy a one-way ticket to a country that has gun controls. And that is precisely the subject of today's video. I am Chumel Torres, welcome to El Pulso. In America, the refusal to gun control is like a hot female cousin. Only rednecks want them. We all heard about the San Bernardino attacks where 14 people died and 21 got severely wounded. And that is why President Barack Obama gave a rare address from the Oval Office Sunday evening to calm the country's nerves after San Bernardino, acknowledging the real threat of terrorism but defending his administration's ability to combat it. We all know this was a terrorist attack. Yes, sir, but what are we doing to avoid this? Well, stuff, you know. We ask everyone who wants to get in the country, are you a terrorist? Huh? And that's it? Oh, no, of course not. We asked twice. The last time Obama spoke during primetime on Sunday night was to announce the death of Osama bin Laden. But this time it wasn't good news. The reason for giving this speech is pretty clear. Obama is worried that the San Bernardino attacks will fuel a national panic about terrorism. And of course, the Islamophobia that is increasing in the US soil, and Bill Maher shows. My God, are you Islamic? That's me terrorist. Get the fuck out of my religious intolerant country for Christ's sake. I mean, for nobody's sake. That's my Bill Maher. But why mass shootings don't convince gun owners to support gun control? Because they're idiots? Well, that's the easy way to say it and maybe the correct one. But let me try to explain a little bit better. And that's why I'm bringing my friend, guest, Bubba Dallas. Hello, Bubba. Welcome to the show. Well, thanks for having me, Chumel. Wait, what kind of name is Chumel? Oh, well, that's a nickname, just as Bubba. Oh, no, sir. Bubba is my real name. I was named after my mother, Bubba McFlurry. Oh, really? I'm sorry. Well, that's a common mistake. I ain't gonna shoot you. So far. Oh, thanks, I guess. You're sure welcome, son. Bubba, why aren't you supporting gun control? Haven't you seen any news recently? Well, they have murder in the UK and they have gun control. It is just pretty clear to me that this isn't working. Yeah, but they have only 3% of the mass shootings worldwide from the last 30 years. And the US has 66% of them. America is the first place by 22 times. You damn right. America is always number one. God damn it. Ew! No, that's not what I meant. Number one, I said. Also, we need those guns. Just picture this. If the 5 branches of the US military were beaten by, say, a nuclear holocaust, for example, the only national defense left will be civilians themselves. Bubba, a nuclear holocaust will also kill civilians. Yeah, and that's why we need the guns to fight back the Holocaust. That it's not how it works. I don't know how it works, but just guns don't kill people. People kill people. So gun control is just not the answer, boy. Yeah, sure, but if I do want to kill somebody, I could use a fork. But my chances of killing 9 people or even 1 before I can be stopped is slight compared to if I had an assault rifle. So, make a fork fry, you psycho piece of shit. I will shoot you right in the fucking head and finish all your killing fork spree, you Mexican motherfucker. Muchas gracias, Bubba. Thanks for joining us. See you next week. Thanks, Bubba. I will kill you, son of a bitch. Is he gone? Yeah? Good. Oh, you think I am exaggerating? The reasons that Bubba just gave are the actual reasons that gun control opponents have. I took them directly from Listverse and HuffingtonPost.com. Scary? Just wait, it gets worse. America's gun problem is completely unique. No other developed country in the world has anywhere near the same rate of gun violence as America. America! The US has nearly 6 times the gun homicide rate as Canada, more than 7 times as Sweden, and nearly 16 times as Germany. To put it in perspective, Sweden will be a chick flick, Germany, a film directed by Quentin Tarantino, and America is the fucking Game of Thrones. To understand why that is, there's another important fact. The US has by far the highest number of privately owned firearms in the world. In 2007, the number of civilian-owned guns in the US was 88.8 per 100 people. 8 out of 10. That's not even the rate of Johnny Depp's actually good movies. And America sure loves guns just as much as they love guns. Americans make up less than 5% of the global population but own 42% of the world's privately held firearms. However, this does not mean that every American adult actually has a gun in his rack. In fact, gun ownership is concentrated among a minority of the US population. I don't need to say who they are, but I will. Texans. And there is no point in explaining which party they belong to, but I'll say it. Republicans. And I don't want to say that Republicans are blocking every attempt to control guns, but they are. Republicans blocked 2 gun control measures after the San Bernardino shooting because it makes a lot of sense. If guns are the problem, more guns is the solution. Right? Wrong. States with more guns have more deaths, just as shown by this Mother Jones chart. The results on this are as clear as an erection when you pass in front of the class. No matter how you want to avoid it, it's just there. Opponents of gun control tend to point at other factors to explain America's unusual gun violence, mental illness, for example. But Jonathan Metzl, a mental health expert in Vanderbilt University, said that this is just not the case. People with mental illnesses are more likely to be victims, not perpetrators of violence. And while it's true that an extraordinary amount of mass shooters, up to 60%, have some kind of psychiatric or psychological symptoms, Metzl points out that other factors are much better predictions of gun violence. Substance abuse, poverty, history of violence, and yes, access to guns. So, if we can stop substance abuse, or poverty, or history of violence, we sure can stop the access to guns, right? Wrong. This problem is going to be really hard to solve. The US doesn't just have a gun violence problem because of its lax gun regulation. It has a problem because it has a culture that encourages large-scale gun possession. Just as shown by an article in the Washington Post that is showing that there are now more guns than people in the United States. You guys are no longer Americans. You should become Gun America or something like that. Another Mother Jones chart shows why Americans have guns. 46% of them received the gun as a gift. 34% had participated in firearm safety lessons. 32% are exposed to social gun culture, whatever that means. And only 19% use the gun for hunting. So, 46% of the Americans have the weirdest gift cards. Merry Christmas, little Jenny. Oh my God, just what I wanted! An AK-47, 2 revolvers, and a 9. Thank you, Uncle Eminem. Sure, America has ups and downs. Sure, America has crazy people. Sure, we can do something about guns and start by not giving them as presents, for example. But one thing is clear. Guns kill. They're bad. They end people's lives. But if you don't do something now, maybe you'll never will. Especially if you vote for this guy.
Of course, in Texas, we cook bacon a little differently than most folks. Machine gun bacon.
Machine gun asshole. Regresamos. Well, that's it for us. My name is Chumel Torres and this is El Pulso. Your subscription and thumbs up are greatly appreciated. I'm Gun, but before I go, I would like to remind you, like every week, los amo, estupids.